We were attending a close friend's anniversary celebration, surrounded by cheerful chatter, clinking glasses, and fond memories. My wife, Julia, had always enjoyed these kinds of social gatherings. She flourished in crowds, her smile brighter under attention. I, however, always leaned toward quieter settings. Still, for her sake, I showed up, smiled, and made polite conversation. I never imagined that night would be the one where our marriage would fall apart, and in front of everyone. Julia had been slightly distant lately. Not cold, just distracted, as though her thoughts were elsewhere. I assumed it was job pressure or simply the usual ebb and flow of married life. I didn't know she was carrying a truth she'd reveal right in the middle of a celebration. We were near the bar, sipping wine, when a friend made a joke about how loyalty in marriage felt outdated. Everyone laughed. Then Julia, grinning like it was just casual banter, said, "Honestly, I think open marriages make more sense. One person can't meet all your needs." I've been thinking about it too. The music played on, but everything around me froze. I turned to look at her, searching her face for a sign it was a joke. It wasn't. She said it like she'd rehearsed it many times and now had the courage to say it aloud. I gently set my glass down and asked, "What did you just say?" She looked straight at me and repeated it, even clearer this time. "I want an open marriage." Silence wrapped around us. People nearby glanced over, pretending not to listen. I felt something tighten in my chest. We'd been together for 6 years. We shared dreams, habits, laughs only we understood. And now this, no warning, no talk, just a public announcement like she expected me to nod and go along with it. Something inside me cracked. Not rage, not heartbreak, but something deeper. A boundary had been crossed that couldn't be undone. I looked at her and said calmly, "Not in my marriage." My voice wasn't loud, but it cut through the noise. "We're done." Her expression changed instantly. For the first time, she looked surprised, like she never considered I'd actually walk away. Maybe she assumed I'd agree. Or maybe she thought my love would be enough to make me stay. But I couldn't. Some breaks go too deep to repair. I left the party without saying a word to anyone else. I didn't even return for my jacket. The warm night air hit me like a jolt. I got into my car and just drove. No destination, just motion. My hands shook on the steering wheel. That night, I crashed on my friend Adam's couch. He didn't pry, just handed me a blanket and let me be. I appreciated that more than he'll ever know. I laid there, staring at the ceiling, hearing her words repeat in my head. The next morning, Julia texted me. Just a few words. "Can we talk?" I didn't answer. What was left to say? She hadn't chosen someone else. She had chosen a life without limits. And I couldn't be part of that. Over the following days, friends reached out. Some supported me. Others said I was being too rigid, that relationships evolve, that I should be open-minded. But none of them had to sit across from a partner who blindsided them and exposed private matters in front of strangers. A week later, I filed for divorce. I didn't hate her, but I couldn't trust her anymore. She apologized, but apologies can't rebuild what's been shattered. They don't erase public embarrassment or undo a betrayal disguised as honesty. It's been 9 months now. I moved to a new neighborhood, poured myself into work, picked up old hobbies. Healing isn't quick or simple, but I'm no longer stuck. I know who I am now and what kind of love I'm worthy of. Julia still texts me occasionally. I never respond. Maybe one day she'll truly realize what she lost. Maybe she already has. But that's not mine to worry about anymore. What matters is I didn't stay silent. I didn't let love become something I had to constantly sacrifice myself for. I walked away when staying would have meant letting go of my self-worth. And that, I've learned, is the real strength in love, knowing when to stay and when to walk away for good.